shout out to Mark Fields, who is here. You'll all have a chance to talk to him tomorrow if you haven't today. Mark and his wife Gina purchased the Palazzo Pompeii in Pico, Italy, and are in the process of converting the 16-bedroom, 14th century Benedictine monastery into an artist's retreat. And here's the good news. NSS is talking to them about establishing a new NSS Sculptor in Residence program. So keep your eye on our website. Mark's back there. The place is gorgeous. So residency programs are in line with our strategic plan, which many of you were a part of developing. We completed it in the end of 2024. It's going into full force and effect now. Thank you for your combined input, and we took it all very seriously, and we're working towards the goals that we all set together. NSS just had an exhibition in Sausalito, California, at the Sausalito Arts Center last month. It's actually just closed. It was organized by the Northern California Ambassador Group. And it was actually very well attended. You may have seen it on social media. 2 California sculptors who exhibited are with us here today, Martin Eichinger and Jacqueline Jouffre. A special welcome also to Manuelita Brown, who is active in the Southern California NSS Ambassador community, and I'm thrilled that you're here, Manuelita. I think this is your first NSS East Coast event. There are at least 2 foundries represented here, our research enterprises and modern art foundry. You'll have a chance to talk to them also at the programs over the weekend. So thank you all for coming. I think we have 86 people here from about 25 different states. So I'm not going to name you all, but you have to find each other and introduce yourselves. And now we'll introduce our president, Greg Lassen.
Tell me that you can hear me clearly. Just put your hand up, please. Okay, one of the ambassador groups left out was Jacob.
Hold the mic at your mouth. Can hear. Hold the mic closer.
To my mouth. Okay,
there you go.
Thank you.
Like an ice cream cone.
Oh, there you go. I won't lick it. Okay. So I just wanted to mention that Jacob Dobson, who represents the Midwest Ambassador Group, is here with his wife Stacy. So thank you for coming, Jacob. And first I'd like to thank Frank Forsell, who treated us to a tour of the Dog Museum this morning. The tour was a primer for our summer program on July the 16th. Alan will give a virtual presentation after the NSS General Meeting titled The Collector's Guide to Dog Bronzes. It was a great show today. Yes, thank you. The virtual lecture will guide us through the history of bronze casting and will illustrate what to look for in assessing the history of bronze casting, the quality of a bronze, as well as the helpful hints on how to identify later recasts and non-bronze reproductions. If you are a collector or a sculptor, mark your calendar. Details will be posted on our website and the July 1st e-bulletin. The annual awards presentations are the highlight of our sculpture celebration weekend, which would not happen without generosity of many people. Sponsors and donors who supported the weekend events were noted on the place cards on your table. Please take a look at them. We are incredibly grateful for their support, which enables us to provide programs that support sculptors and encourages sculpture. NSS is able to do as much as we do with our small staff of 3 people, thanks to the generosity of several members, some of whom are with us today. Mark Fields, who is hosting us tomorrow evening at the Complete Sculptor. Rich J. Moylan, long-time NSS board member and donor, and even a longer-time president of the National Trust site, Greenwood, who's stepping down from that position after 39 years. Congratulations again, John. Past President Michelle Lemay, who continues to support the NSS with his time, talent, treasure, and very good humor. Where's Lee? Okay. Board member Lee Hutt and the ever-supportive husband Alfred, Andy Barnard, and NSS fellow friend Marcus Barnard, the Alex L. Foundation, Cordelia and Alexis, thank you. Steve and Lutz Mary Harris, who helped fund this year's Richard McDermott Miller modeling competition, which takes place tomorrow at the New York Academy of Art. Thank you. The New York Academy of Art, who have been a true partner in planning and executing tomorrow's events. We deeply appreciate the cooperation and enthusiasm. Enormous thanks also go to Andy Lay, our photographer, who is here from Texas and will be shooting and filming all weekend. Thank you. We are also thrilled to have the editor of Sculpture Quarterly, Rose Frederick. Put your hand up, Rose. She and her team are working wonders with the magazine, and the response from readers has never been more positive. Thank you.
Yay.
Participation scholarships are awarded to all the talented emerging sculptors in the Miller Modeling Competition who are here for the weekend and whose skills will be evidenced tomorrow. Scholarship donors are noted on your program. 3 additional scholarships were awarded to sculptors for a total of 13 participation scholarships, each valued at $1,250. All competitors and scholarship recipients were juried from a national pool of applicants. They are all winners. Congratulations to you all. You deserve a round of applause. It is very exciting to see young, talented sculptors and to know that you will continue the traditions of excellence in sculpture for the future generations. NSS has enjoyed long friendships with several institutions around the country with shared missions, including Brook Green Gardens in South Carolina, Chesterwood National Historic Site in Massachusetts, and the Lime Academy of Fine Arts in Connecticut. Next year, in March 2026, we will hold the Sculpture Weekend in Lime, Connecticut, in recognition of the Lime Academy of Fine Arts 50th anniversary. With us from Lime today are... Put your hands up. Michael Duffy, Chairman of the Board. Wendy Burrow, Managing Director. Jordan Sokol, Artistic Director. Caitlin Perkins, Director of Academic Affairs. Chad Fisher, Sculpture Director. And Alicia Ponzo, who teaches there and is an NSS board member. And finally, thank you to all the NSS board members who work tirelessly on a volunteer basis, the NSS staff, and to all of you here for joining us. I know many of you travel great distances to be here. This weekend would not be possible without your enthusiasm for support for sculpture. And now let's celebrate the honorees. The award presentation. National Sculpture Society awards 4 annual grants which are endowed each with a different focus and different jury. The juries change every year, keeping the process as fair and transparent as possible. Furthermore, these grants and awards are open only to non-members of the NSS. NSS board member Janice Morrow will present the first grant. Janice?
I'm on my way.
Yeah, just put a little bit to get it to sink.
The Stanley Liefeld Grant is presented to a sculptor who has demonstrated outstanding ability and has created a body of work inspired by nature, which includes works of sculpture in bas relief and in the round. Stanley Liefeld was a longtime fellow of the National Sculpture Society and served as president from 1991 through 1994. He was a resident of Connecticut and Pietrasanta, Italy. The $5,000 grant was made possible through a donation from his widow, Nikki, and will be awarded annually in perpetuity. And on a personal note, Stanley and Nikki are my neighbors in Connecticut, at least Nikki now, and she is on her way to Pietrasanta as we speak. So when Stanley passed, she gave me his wood carving table and some tools and sculpture carving tools as well. So I will pass them along to you when it is my time. The sculptors who served on the jury of selection this year were Marty Reeves in Washington State, Warren King in New York City, and Richard Becker in Southern California. And Tang Weir Arsto is this year's Liefeld Grant recipient. Born in Indonesia, Mr. Weir Arsto, he'll forgive me, now lives and works here in the United States, in Rhode Island, and in Central Java. His recent work focuses on the duality of cultures and experiences in his two homelands and explores ideas that connect spirituality with national narratives of progress and destiny, as well as contemporary life and its relationship to the mythologies of a centuries-old Javanese and animist past. He is truly an international artist and citizen of the world. His life and immediate family are bicultural, biracial, and adds to diverse religious and spiritual legacies. A graduate of the Indonesian Institute of the Arts in 1996, he became the youngest artist to receive a solo exhibition at the National Gallery of Indonesia. He is a Guggenheim Fellow and has participated in several residencies around the world. Rovarso has had more than 45 solo gallery and museum exhibitions in Asia, Europe, and the United States, and has participated in prestigious international biennials and exhibitions too numerous to mention here today. I recommend that you find him on the internet and learn more about the numerous museum collections and his work in represented worldwide. And on another personal note, when I viewed his work, I was mesmerized. I just took it in. It took me a while to take it in. And when you, as a viewer, have to spend some time on work and you take it in and try to figure it out, then you know that it is a work of art. Dente, wherever you are. Where are you?
Congratulations. You want to say anything? Yes, come to stand.
It's actually never is. Good afternoon. I want to say thank you to the National Sculpture Society and all jurors for the 2025 Stanley Level Memorial Grant. Thanks for your support. And I also like to deeply thank to my wives who have supported me all this year of my career as an artist, and for my son who give me strength and spirit. Receiving this grant is an incredible honor, and the assistance is greatly appreciated. The funding will be support my work and also keep more recognition to my practice. I hope this grant will allow me to explore new ideas and realize my vision as an artist to speak about humanity and the environment we are living in through the lens of aesthetic. And to create a new reality, to live a darkness, or to give comfort through art. I grew up in a small village of the Gulf in Java Island, Indonesia. My parents were farmers and I have a brother and sister. I grew up quite poor and I didn't have toys from the store. Instead, I had to create my own toys. As a child, I create my own toys using material from the garden like young coconut, bamboo stick to create puppet. And also, I collected clay from rice field to create a human or animal figurine. And actually, this is still my favorite material to create models for my sculptures. The sculptures Henry Moore said, "The secret of life is to have a task, something you devote your entire life, something you bring everything to, every minute of the day for the rest of your life." He speaks to the continuing commitment required of an artist to conquer our challenge and pursuing our vision. With this grant, I hope to echo something meaningful for the art world through this moment and our future. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Very inspirational, contemporary treatment, a very contemporary treatment of representational and figurative work, and it's so good to see. Thank you again. The Alex Edward from Alex J. Edward served on the NSS Award in the late 1980s and attended NSS events into his 90s. His daughters, Cordelia and Judy, attended NSS celebrations weekends for well over a decade. I'm delighted to share that Judy's two daughters, Alex's granddaughters, are here with us today from California and Brooklyn, as well as Alex's very tall grandson. Welcome.
Thank you.
As most of you know, National Sculpture Society was founded in 1893, and this continued interest and support throughout our history bodes well for our future. William Tappan, you are the fourth generation of family to attend the NSS Awards event. Please keep it up. year's jury for the Alex J. Ethel grant included NSS fellows Janice Marrow from Connecticut, Sabin Howe in Utah now, and Alicia Monza from San Francisco, California. Alicia will present the award.
How am I doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, the Alex J. Edel Grant was established by Mr. Edel in 1988 with an endowment intended to sustain a $5,000 annual award to be presented annually to a sculptor who has demonstrated a commitment to sculpture and exceptional ability in their life's work. This year's recipient of the Alex J. Edel Grant is Eric Ebel. Where are you? Mr. Ebling is from Overland Park, Kansas, now living in Portland, Oregon. He studied at the Lorenzo de Medici Institute of Art in Florence, Italy, and graduated in 2005 from Drake University with a BFA in graphic design and a concentration in painting. After working as a senior graphic designer for Disney Interactive for several years, he shifted his attention back to sculpture, his lifelong interest. Ebling first exhibited with the National Sculpture Society in 2021 at the 88th Annual Awards Exhibition at Brook Green Gardens and was juried into the NSS Annual Awards Exhibition the following 3 years. You have likely seen his work in one of the shows or the Art Renewal Center salons, the Society of Portrait Sculptors, or the cover of Fine Art Connoisseur. The work definitely speaks for itself. Congratulations, Eric.
We're going to just bring this out.
We're gonna,
Thank you. Don't drop it.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, don't drop it. And, yeah, either.
Sorry.
Gotcha. All right. Congratulations. Cool. Thanks.
Marilyn Newmark Memorial Grant. Board member, NSS fellow, and animal sculptor Jacqueline Buffet is here from San Rafael, California. Okay?
How's that? Can you hear me?
Excellent.
Yeah, perfect. Great. Thank you.
The Marilyn Newmark Memorial Grant is named for an NSL fellow and former board member who left a substantial bequest to the National Sculpture Society, a portion of which was designated toward funding an annual award recognizing a talented animal sculptor. 3 notable animal sculptors, Rosetta, Joshua Toby, and Gary Staub, served on the jury and agreed that Diane Collins was the winning candidate. After attending a few classes at the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts many years ago, Diane Collins pursued a successful career in design and advertising. She eventually followed her heart and returned to the Academy, where she earned the award prize in sculpture and the Crescent Memorial Travel Scholarship. She spent 3 years living off the grid on 40 acres in Northern California in rhythm with nature and land. That experience clearly informs her work. Diane's work takes a journey into the art of animals, somewhere we haven't been before. More than merely illustration, her work shows unique respect and understanding of her subjects. In her world, the sculptures are mysterious and powerful. Through her art, the animals are eager to tell us a story, and you are challenged to surrender to her art. Diane, congratulations.
I will try. Well, good afternoon. Oh, sorry. Good afternoon, everyone. Someone told me to hold it up here. Well, I'm truly honored to be here and extend my heartfelt gratitude to the National Sculpture Society for their incredible recognition. We all hold a debt of gratitude to the NSS and its tireless administration, staff, and board for all they do.
your dedication to the arts, and those who came before you as well, has paved the way for countless artists before me, and I am deeply appreciative of that. I would like to extend a special thanks to I want to say jurors, but to the members who reviewed the applications, which must have been a pretty arduous task in itself. So thank you. I can only imagine what that must have been. To be honored by such talent as Rosetta, Gary Staub, and Joshua Toby is truly humbling. For half of my life, I imagined myself as an illustrator and graphic designer, and was pretty well on that career. When I realized, as I got closer to my goal to be an art director, I realized I really loved doing the work, so I went back to school to refine my painting skills, and found sculpture at Pennsylvania Academy, and there was no turning back. Finding a voice for the animals I adore and hope to honor has been my devotion since the mid-90s. At no point did I imagine that passion would lead me here today. It occurs to me the Marilyn Newmark Award embodies the power of perseverance and passion, not just for the work, but for the animal subject, reflecting the life of the person who is
Battery low.
Oh, I thought it just died. Reflecting the life of the person who is its namesake. The legacy of the NSS reminds us of the vital role art plays in society, being connected to them and to you all here sitting here today in this way inspires me and keeps pushing me forward in the hope of contributing something of value. This grant will help me to make a leap to a larger scale as I deepen my exploration and my professional voice. We're fortunate to enjoy the influence of the NSS on our nation and abroad now. I hope to do my part to uplift fellow artists and continue to strengthen our community. Now more than ever, we need to come together to inspire future generations. So thank you again, NSS, for this great honor. And great though. Please charge. It's still there. One more thing. So Beto said something that just really struck me. He says, I am seeking, I am striving, I am in it with my whole heart. I am as well, and I believe you are too. And gosh, what a great community we have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. NSS Vice President Sula Marapoji from Arizona, welcome, will present the next award, the Augustus Savage Award.
Hopefully the battery holds up. The Augusta Savage Award is an unrestricted award of $2,500 presented annually for excellence in sculpture to an emerging artist who self-identifies as Black or African American. The grant is named for Augusta Savage from 1892 to 1962, the year before I was born. One of the most influential American artists of the 1930s, we celebrate the legacy of this renowned American sculptor and intend to encourage future generations of talented sculptors in the earlier stages of their careers through this award in her name. This year's jury included sculptors Joey Quinones, last year's winner, who lives in Ohio and teaches in Michigan, and NSS sculptor member LaQuincy Reed, who lives in Oklahoma, a good friend of ours. Although there were several excellent submissions, they strongly agreed that the 2025 Augusta Savage Grant winner was Jules Arthur. Born in St. Louis, Missouri, Jules Arthur graduated from St. Louis Community College with honors before moving to Atlanta College of Art in Georgia and ultimately received with honors from the School of Visual Arts here in New York City. His work is in the collections of African American Museum in Dallas, Texas, the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture, New York, and the Hutchins Center at Harvard University, Boston, Massachusetts. Quoting LaQuincy Reed, who could not be here today, Jules' author has shown to be a proficient and creative sculptor and artist. It's a delight to see artists like Jules carry on the legacy of figurative sculpture, much like Augusta Savage did before him. We all look forward to the many great things he will accomplish and hope that the grant will highlight and further his artistic career. Congratulations, Jules.
Yeah.
Use your outside voice, I think.
Yeah. That the battery's gone. I want to project my voice here. So I do have a couple of words. Good afternoon. What a complete honor it is to be here in celebration of sculpture in itself. It's quite special. It's quite special for my creativity to be recognized by the National Sculpture Society, an artistic society I have focused on and have long been inspired by the powerful works that have been celebrated, and exhibited within its scope. So winning this grant becomes such a beautiful milestone for my career and my creative journey. This sculpture grant will allow me to fulfill and step up to some creative ideas I've been in deep thought about. The grant becomes a truly endearing means of support in its underwriting as it brings past and present sculptures together. In addition to receiving this grant, it also moves me to think about who this grant is honoring and is honor of and a recognition is given to. Augusta Savage is such a beautifully placed artist in the pantheon of sculptors and American artists. Her work is groundbreaking in historical reference, creativity, and voice of a people. She sculpted beyond the tactile sense and notions of sculpture and dove deep into emotional and symbolism of the human condition. An approach to sculpture I have adopted myself with regard to my creative pursuits. So I'd like to give a continued thanks to Augusta Savage in memory of her achievements and her legacy. I'd like to thank the National Sculpture Society, its members, contributors, and community for their endless mission in supporting and pouring passion into artistic practice of sculpture. I'd like to thank the jurors and fellow artists Joey Quinones and the Quincy Reed for your enthusiasm, selection of my artistry, and choosing me as a recipient of this year's Augusta Savage grant. And last recipient, and last, a big thanks to friend and past recipient of the Augusta Savage grant, Sharon Banfield, standing there. And thank you all, and I look forward to sharing this artistic journey with all of you.
That was Amy Cotton who developed that award.
Yes, it's Amy Vice President. No, she couldn't.
Okay, yeah, if you could.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry about the mic. We've had a lot of challenges. And the moving second.
Thank you, Suzanne. Can you hear me in the back there? Thank you. I kind of prefer it without the mic, it just gets in the way. Yeah. In 2002, Bruno Berry, president of Sculpture House, along with Jack North, then president of Chavant, and Mark Fields, president of Complete Sculptor, established the Sculpture House Annual Award. NSS Vice President Mark Field will present the next award.
We know Mark can project.
I can.
Even from outside.
As a New Yorker, yeah. So I'd like to just say, and that's really all I have to say.
The comedy club opens at 8.
Interestingly enough, so Bruner, Jack, and I formed this award now 23 years ago. And we decided to do it not just in recognition of the arts themselves, but in the people that support them. So this year, an individual, or in this case, individuals.
Thank you.
Do you prefer that I use this?
I think back there it's difficult to hear.
Can you hear me okay without it?
Try with my.
Okay.
Gotta bring it up to your mouth.
Very close to mine.
Depends on what we're talking about. Some of you may remember in the 2022 NSS Sculpture Celebration in Chesterwood, when Lime Academy's board chair, Michael Duffy, is here with us today, announced that the Lime Academy of Art had secured funding for a permanent full-time director of sculpture. He asked everyone present at that time to spread the word. Ultimately, Chad Fisher, also here with us this afternoon, was hired and is now the Charlotte Colby Danley Sculpture Chair and Director of Sculpture at Lime Academy of Fine Arts. Chad, a full-time sculptor running his own foundry, and his wife Denise moved their home, 4 children, and most importantly their foundry, to Old Lyme, Connecticut. They are very much a part of a miraculous revival of the Lime Academy of Fine Art, which is rapidly becoming one of the country's most highly regarded programs for studying the foundational skills of drawing, painting, and sculpture in the figurative tradition, which means they may have to have a residency in Pico. Last year's recipient of the award, Fred Brownstein, who was a guest instructor at Lime Academy, said, "Chad shapes form in space, and Denise creates the space."
Nice.
Makes them an ideal couple. Chad and Denise, thank you so much for your passion, your love of sculpture, and for your mutual dedication to teaching and keeping traditions alive so that they can be passed on to future generations. Come up here. One gets the award and one gets the mic. All right. My pleasure.
Congratulations, Chad. What was it?
Thank you all. Grateful to be here with you. Grateful and humbled by this award. The National Sculpture Society represents so much. It's amazing to be in a room of poets and those who believe in poetry. So, thank you. This means so much that you see Denise, in the sense that we've been on this journey together, and without her, she is my rock. And we believe in doing what we can for future generations for the arts. In the end, it's such a core belief within our house. So, Lime Academy. We'll see you all next year at Lime Academy. Thank you, Greg, and the NSS leadership very much.
Cisco Memorial Award. The Cisco Award and the Herbert Adams Memorial Award will be presented by past President Michelle Longley.
The John Cisco Medal is presented in memory of an extraordinary fellow and friend of NSS, John Cisco, for distinguished service to sculpture through programs sponsored by the National Sculptor Society. John was a passionate NSS board member. He was fully dedicated to our organization. He was the author of the magazine. A few of us here tonight might remember him. He left us way too soon, and we still miss him a lot. The Honors and Awards Committee nominated Rod Zulo for his support and encouragement of sculptors through teaching and advocacy. Rod creates contemplative and expressive works inspired by nature. Rod is the exemplary recipient for this award. He is in Bozeman, Montana, and cannot be, unfortunately, with us today. An applause for Rod. the Herbert Adams Memorial Award is presented as the occasion arises for the advancement of sculpture either through service to American sculpture or to a sculptor for outstanding achievement. Some past recipients include Lee Lowry in 1954, who created the iconic Atlas on Fifth Avenue at Rockefeller Center, Philip Johnson in 1984, Raymond Nasher in 2004, Nina Akamu, NSS Fellow in 2009, and most recently, Wesley Warford in 2024. The Honors and Awards Committee nominated and the board unanimously agree that Sabine Howard should be recognized in acknowledgement of his recently completed monument, The Soldier's Journey, the National World War Memorial, which was dedicated in our nation's capital last year. The work is composed of 38 separate figures spanning 58 feet of wall, 10 feet high. It depicts war through the experience of one American soldier, beginning as he leaves his family and young daughter and ending with his return. The work is an outstanding achievement depicting the horror of war and transformation of man, and includes men, women, and soldiers of all ethnicities who enlisted on behalf of their country. Sabine sought out and worked with veterans who modeled for him over a period of several years. It is a project of extraordinary scale and scope that carries on the timeless legacy of figurative sculpture in public art. I personally consider also Sabine a master in sculpture, un maître, as we say in French. I consider him over a modern Praxiteles or Michelangelo when you see his Apollo and Hermes sculptures. They are incredibly strong and solid, but they still at the same time sensuous and vulnerable. Sabine is now working on a new monument in Utah and was not able to be here today. I encourage you all to visit the Soldier's Journey on your next trip to Washington, D.C. I was there a few weeks ago. It's really amazing. And the last thing I would say, today is actually the perfect moment to remember the soldiers who sacrificed their life in wars, as it is the Normandy invasion, D-Day 81st anniversary.
Medal of Honor. Members of the Honors and Awards Committee, Alicia Monzo and Hardy Weisberg, will join me in the Society's highest award. The Medal of Honor is presented only on the occasion warrants for notable achievements in and for the encouragement of American sculpture. The award consists of a hand-lettered certificate and a medal designed by Laura Gordon Fraser in 1929. Past recipients included Daniel Chester French, 1929, Paul Manship, 1942, Albina Hoffman, 1964, Nina Stone, 2008, most recently Michelle Ronway, 2024. Alicia?
Hey, we look alike. We get that all the time.
We're dressed the same.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Simon Cogan is renowned as a sculptor and as a teacher. I can say that personally, as I often follow his act as a teacher and hear wonderful things about him all over the place. His workshops at Scottsdale Artist School and Brookgreen Gardens are sought after. His mentorship program, Figuratively Speaking with Simon Cogan, is run by Tucson Art Academy Online. He has created monumental portraits for Changsha Normal University in Hunan, China, 2019, the 80th anniversary
Anniversary Brook Green Gardens Medal for Brook Green Gardens in South Carolina, 2011. The Holocaust Memorial for Spokane, Washington in 2005. And a statue of Justice William O. Douglas, Washington, in 2004. The World War II Memorial for Washington's Capitol in Washington, 1999 is among his other works. Now I'll hand the mic to Heidi.
I'm so happy to be here today to be able to give this award to Simon in person and see if I can embarrass him a little bit. Simon, as we listen to the list of previous recipients, Simon's a fitting recipient because he's an absolute master of gesture and distilling a form to its essence. Mood and emotion are conveyed boldly, but never melodramatically. Whether it's an animal, human, or architectural form, whether in the round or in relief, whether metal, glass, wood, or clay, I know his book immediately from across the room, due to his distinctive style. I have a clear memory of the first time I saw his sculptures. I was browsing the shelves of a bookstore when I picked up a small book with the name Simon Coben. The images inside fired up my mind, and I never put it down. Later, I had the privilege to attend one of his workshops and discovered that, like his sculpture, his personality pulls no punches. He holds back nothing from his students. Prolific and focused in his work, he still gives back to the sculpture community with his whole heart. This is the nature of legacy. This is the kind of artist who deserves the highest recognition. Congratulations, Simon.
First of all, I want to thank you, three ladies, who nobody thanks for whatever reason, who run all this. And I don't remember anybody saying thank you. Elizabeth, Patty, and you. Come on. Yes. We're all coming together. You too. We're all chosen, and then we leave. But they keep running it as long as I remember. And all this enormous amount of work which they do. So, thank you. So, since I am not a native American speaker, I wrote it down. Thank you all. World knows sculpture is hard, slow, contentious, punishes shortcuts, rewards patience. Didn't get that one. Being recognized for those who understand and toil means a lot. I came from Russia, shaped by endurance and poetry, to America where I became. I learned to give up the control, and I found that the great skill seemed present. I didn't sculpt things, and I don't sculpt things anymore. I sculpt what they are. Thank you all for keeping the language of touch still alive. I'm grateful to my family for the patience and unwavering support which are the base of every sculpture which I ever did. They believed in me more than I did in myself. To my teachers and students who remind me all the time that wonder is way more powerful than the skill. So, thank you all. Shipping. Jesus. Thanks a lot. This is weighty. That feels nice. You know that, right? I know that.
Susan Poggi, Vice President, and Mark Field, will you please join me up now?
That's running.
So, as Simon said, thank you, Gwen. Thank you, staff, for what you do putting on these shows. I had first-hand experience with this when we did the show last year, the show and the exhibition last year, along with the celebration. So I know how hard they worked from afar. So Gwen, would like you to come up here and receive.
You guys are amazing, and it's been a privilege for all of us to serve with you, and you have given so much to the NSS for 31 forever. We're so grateful to you. It's really fun. Yeah. We'll give them a spa day maybe. But your dedication to each of the amazing artists out here and the patrons and everyone who loves sculpture has done so much for this world. And listening to each of you and, Simon, we're privileged that you have devoted all your time and energy into making the world a more beautiful place and supporting those who do that for us. So thank you.
What she said. I think you are the only person who's been in the organization longer than me. I don't know, back and forth. But there is absolutely no way that we could have accomplished everything that we've accomplished over the years without your amazing support and participation and unwillingness to give up. You have supported everybody in this room, all the people that are out of this room, and sculpture as a whole. And we applaud you.
We've also got to think about Woody, her husband. Stand up, Woody, if you don't mind. Thank you so much for
I am really one witness because when I joined the NSS as an associate member, I had my first show there, I got the big prize there at the same time, and that was many years ago. And we had a long ride together. I mean, basically like almost 30 years. And I can tell you, Gwen, it's not only there is true personality. You have the person who run an institution as you should run an institution. But she is almost a surrogate mother for so many very young, ailing, or very elderly, I have seen that, a sculptor at the end of their life when she was really emotionally supporting them. And that's really a big part of her. Not necessarily, it's not included and written in the job definition of executive director, but she has been extraordinary. You're an amazing human being, and we love you, Gwen. Now, all of you, very careful. I said, she's the mother of our sculptor, and she has a little black book because she knows all your secrets. Thank you, Mr.
That's just this one.
Okay, thank you.
You want to say anything, Gwen? I think you should.
There's a reception at our gallery. Immediately following this event, and I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you so much. It's been a total pleasure. All the years that I've worked here, which I won't even say the number.
Thank you. are all invited to the NSS Gallery, as Gwen said, located next door, right now. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow at the New York Academy of Art and the complete sculptor. Thank you, everybody.